3 months and over 150 miles have been ridden on the Renpho AI smart bike, and I wanted to go over what I think about the bike after using it for some time. So the Renpho AI smart bike is just that. It is a spin bike that you can use at home in order to do your cardio, similar to what you do for pedaling a bike or taking a spin class, and it's able to change the resistance of the bike while using it, making it so you don't have to do anything like spin a dial or do any manual work. It comes with an app that has some pre-loaded courses that you can do. You can use the bike on its own and just change the dial, but if you want to hook it up and use Bluetooth with your phone or tablet, you can do that as well and follow along with the courses they provide with this bike. So here are some reasons I decided to buy this bike 3 months ago and pretty much bought it on the day I saw it hit Amazon.com. First, and probably one of the most important reasons I bought this spin bike, is that it has no monthly fees, unlike many of the major brands that are out there today. They tend to cost in the thousands of dollars, and with a fee on top of that, that can be pretty pricey, but this one you just buy the bike and it has no monthly fees, which is something I've been looking for. It also comes with smart AI. It's kind of like a smart trainer in that it can reduce or add more resistance in the program you are running. This again does come with its own app, and it can change the resistance based on the grade you're going up and down a hill or other conditions within the route that you are currently taking. Another big reason I looked into this bike is it costs under $1,000. Many of the bikes that are kind of this caliber cost well over $1,000 and again tend to have monthly fees. So a bike that is less than $1,000 and has no monthly fees with a smart trainer and included app is pretty awesome in my opinion, and again is one of the reasons I ended up buying it so quickly once I first saw it hit the market. And lastly, the bike I had before this, which was the Yasuda indoor spin bike, didn't really fit well into my closet. I kind of had to shimmy it into my office closet, where this one I can just roll right through a door. The door is only 24 inches wide, so if you have a door this wide, you may want to look into this bike because I can wheel it right in without any issues. So with that, I bought the Renpho smart bike back on December 15th of 2020 from Amazon.com. The list price at the time was $799.99. I'll round it up to $800. And because I was one of the early buyers, I did get a 20% off coupon, saving me about $200. So I think it came out just under $600 total, with a final price of $649.99 after adding in those Texas taxes. Now during the unboxing, all you really get is the spin bike itself. There's no other special things that come with it. It comes almost assembled. You have to put on the pedals and the handlebars and things like that, but it doesn't take all that long. If you'd like to see the full unboxing video, feel free to click the link in the description of this video to check it out, but just know it wasn't that hard to put all together, and you can do other things like you can swap out even the seat or the pedals if you'd like to with your own. So taking a look at some final specs of the bike, it does come in with a total weight of 88 pounds. So not something you really pick up and move around very easily, but with that weight, it does make it a bit more stable when using it, which is pretty nice. I am 180-ish pounds as I'm shooting the video, and I have really good stability on this bike overall. The dimensions are 40 inches long, 20 inches wide, and 49 inches is the max height of the bars. And then the max weight allowed on the bike, according to Renpho, is 265 pounds. And of course, it comes with an included app called the AI Gym, which connects via Bluetooth to your phone or tablet, and then again allows you to hook up to any of the courses that they have listed within it and tracks your progress over time. Now you can also adjust the handlebars and the seat height if you need to, which I had to do when setting it up initially to make sure I had everything properly set up and ready to go. Now after all that, let's take a look at the pros of the Renpho AI Smart Bike after using it for 3 months. So as I mentioned earlier, this one actually fits very easily into my closet. My closet has a doorway of 24 inches wide, so you want to make sure you can wheel it in easy. They do have wheels at the bottom, so you kind of just put the handlebars down, push it in, set it down, and you're ready to go. It fits with all my other equipment as well in that small office space, so it is nice to get it in there, and then I can close the door afterwards. What's also nice is it does come with a dial that you can manually turn if you'd like to change the resistance up and down. If you turn to the right, the resistance goes up, and if you turn it down, the resistance is reduced. Now it uses what's called smart motor damping, which I'm not quite sure how that really works in the end, kind of like a magnetic kind of resistance thing. But it's not so harsh as doing it with one of those turn dials like a spin bike has, where you don't really know what you're working with, I actually get some kind of number feedback to kind of tell if I'm progressing or regressing over time with my training. Now, the AI gym app that does come with the Renpho bike, which is free, can also change this motor dampening up and down with the resistance depending on the courses you choose. So you will do something like take an initial test, it'll give you a number feedback, and then use that number to change the courses to make them easier or harder over time so that you can progress in a natural manner. So the AI gym app comes with 3 separate style of courses. They are the power course, the video course, and the riding challenge. Now the riding challenge I'll get into because it is 2 different style setups, but just know those are the 3 main categories you get when you have the Renpho app. So the first one is the power course, and this is one I tend to do quite a lot. So as you're using the power course, you will get a graph that has either a high or low bar graph, and the lower the bar, the easier it is, and the higher the bar, the harder it is. And again, this is based off what's called your FTP. And it can then take that number and give you the proper feedback and changes it automatically for you in these power courses. And again, this is probably the most common one I run for my workouts. Next up, you have a video course, and this is very similar to the spin style training you may get in one of the apps today, such as like in Peloton or another device. This is where you have a trainer, or in this case, 3 trainers on the screen with you, and then they kind of go through and talk you through what you are doing and making it, I guess, a little more fun if you want a trainer style setting. I rarely use this except for demonstrating in these videos. I actually haven't done one normally, so just know I really don't use it that much, but it is there if you're someone who enjoys the class style more. And the last one is the riding challenge. So this is really 2 different split styles that they have. One is a video style course where you actually are in certain locations in the world, and they have it kind of where someone did it the route before you, and you bike along on maybe like a seacoast or something like that. Pretty common with other apps out there, but they do provide a few courses here. The other one, and this is one I do like to do a lot, is a race style course where they give you a map and you're just a little icon on that like Google style map, and you're racing someone from a start to a finishing point, and they try to match you up with people that meet your current skill level. And for some last pros, the next one I have is that this bike for me is very stable. There might be a little wobble here in the video, but just know I never ever feel like it's falling over or breaking. This thing feels solid as a rock to me when I'm using it, even when I'm doing heavy pedaling. So just know me coming in at 180 pounds fits very well on this bike. So I am 5'11", 180 pounds, just so you know, and it comes in very well in terms of stability when using this product. And over time, these courses will change, especially if you keep taking that initial test, maybe every couple of weeks or so. So I think I went like over a month before retaking the test, and I went from around a 228 FTP all the way to a 237, which is where I currently sit at. So I did improve over those 150 miles, which is good to see. But just know you can, of course, retake the test anytime you'd like to see if you are progressing with your training. Now, before rounding out the pros, you can also connect this to many third-party apps, as it does connect via Bluetooth for some items. So things like Zwift, which I know is a bigger program out right now, does connect to the Renpho AI Smart Bike and connects on a couple of the different items you need to track your progress, so you don't need to hook it up. Just note, heart rate is not something currently set up on the Renpho AI bike. It does have a section in the app showing heart rate, but I looked at the FAQ page and right now it doesn't connect to anything, so they must still be developing it. But I feel like they should have this out by now, but until they get that ready, or maybe I could hook up something like my Fitbit to it, there is no current third-party connections for heart rate, but does connect on other things like cadence and power output. Those kind of things get connected for Zwift and other third-party apps. And with that, let's jump over to the cons list of the Renpho AI Smart Bike. So my first con, and I mentioned this in my last 30-day review, is that I'm still not a huge fan of the style. It's not like that sporty style bike I really like, but again, it does do the job. I think it just kind of looks like an old style bike for some reason that they made. But again, it does the job. It doesn't have those membership fees. It's pretty cheap for an actual smart bike, so I can't complain too much in terms of the overall design if it gets what I need it to do in my workouts. As I just mentioned previously, there is a heart rate section in many of the actual trials you may do, but there is no third-party connector at this time. I have a Fitbit that I could hook up to it because that has heart rate, but it doesn't support it yet, which is kind of a bummer, as I've had this for, again, 3 months now, and they still haven't implemented that in. So they've added it in the UI, but have not actually allowed me to connect anything to it to track my heart rate. Another con I've been having is when I have to really push myself. So when you get above a 300 FTP rating in the app when doing something like the power course, for some reason it is very, very hard for me to keep it over that range. So again, especially if you hit like a 350, even when I start pedaling really hard, like over 100 RPM, it just gets, for some reason, it just will not let me get to that 300 or won't stick there. It might jump to it, but then instantly fall below. And it's kind of frustrating, so I hope they kind of come out with some reasoning behind that. Maybe I really am not putting enough power, but I feel like, because it's auto-changing it for me, I'm pedaling very, very fast, I feel like I should hit it and keep there, but for some reason I'm falling off. So I don't, maybe it's me, but I feel like it should be easier for me to keep something like a 350 FTP than what it does in the current system that's set up with that motor dampening. But just know everything below a 300 really does stay pretty constant. So for some reason, once I hit above 300 is where I only see this calculation in the app becoming an issue. Also, when you start pedaling really hard, now I don't really do sprinting on the bike, I just kind of pedal pretty hard to do my bike rides, it can get decently loud. Now this bike doesn't make a loud rattling noise, it's more of a hum sound, so when you're normally biking, it's just kind of a low hum that you hear. But when you start really pedaling it, it can get kind of loud, so if someone may be sleeping right next door, you could wake them up. But my wife's 2 doors down, so she doesn't hear it at all, which is good for my bike training in the morning when I really start to put the bike to the test. Coming up to the end of the cons, one thing I don't like about the bike is that it only comes with one set or style of handlebars that you can use. It would be kind of cool if you could maybe swap them out for something more racy style bike riding, but again, it only comes with the one option that you have. Maybe you could find a third party that could build one for you, but I haven't seen anything that you could replace it with, so I wish they would have some other handlebar types or something you could look into buying. For what I use it for, it works fine, but I know some other maybe more experienced riders would like different style handles to use. And my last con is that there is no water bottle holder. This is pretty annoying as I have to figure out some kind of setup to get water during my bike rides. If they're longer ones, I'm definitely having a water bottle with me. Luckily, I can put the bike next to my windowsill and it's not too far for me to reach during a bike ride, or I might be able to put it down in front of me, but it could get kind of, I don't know, if I rocked a little bit with the bike, it could fall off. But if they just could put in a water bottle holder or allow you to buy one that fits on the neck of the bike, that would be a good improvement because water bottles are pretty much needed for every single ride I do as I sweat a ton when doing these trainings. So that is it for the pros and cons list. Now the last question I'm going to ask myself is, after 3 months, would I buy the Renpho AI Smart Spin Bike again? And to this day, I would definitely still buy it. For a bike you can get for $800 or less, no monthly fee, and comes with smart AI motor dampening. And I'm not really a crazy cyclist, I'm not racing anything. It's really just to stay in shape and keep my legs in check. It does everything I need it to do while saving a lot more money than if I bought many of the other smart bikes on the market today. Yes, there are other bikes like the Yosuda indoor spin bike that are cheaper, but they don't come with the AI changing pieces in the app. You have to manually do it. So I don't get any kind of feedback on if I'm improving or not improving, which I'm always looking to see if I am actually getting better over time. So a big plus to me is having that data that I can work with. So that is why I really think this is a great thing you can implement into your home workouts if you have the money, want to do biking, and have the means to do so. Just know this is the most expensive home workout piece of equipment that I own, but comparing it to other similar bikes of this caliber, it is a lot cheaper than if I bought pretty much any other brand. And to round it all out, as you've seen this video, I do this on my Tuesday and Thursday workouts, and these are kind of dubbed my cardio days right now. So when I do use the bike, it's on those 2 days. I do maybe about a 20 to 30 minute bike ride, depending on how I feel that day. And that is it on my 3-month review of the Renpho AI Smart Spin Bike. If you did like the review, please like and subscribe to GamerBody for more reviews just like this one. Also, head over to GamerBody.com. There you can check out my current home workout program, all the equipment I currently own and use, and the information I'm learning from to continue to build muscle and confidence, all from the comfort of home. And that is it. Again, please like and subscribe. I will see you all in the next video. Be fit and game on.